Reverend Canon Beverly C. Knight, Rector of St. James Parish Church, Reverend Stevenson Sobers, Mrs. Wendy Odell, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Home Affairs and Information, Ms. Carrie Hines, Director of the Department of Emergency Management, Ms. Elizabeth Riley, the Director of SEDEMA, Mr. Brian Murphy, the Deputy Director of the Barbados Meteorological Services, Mr. Elvis Straker, Station Officer of the Barbados Fire Service, Community DEO Liaison Consultant at the DEM, Chief Bottle Cook and Washer, Mr. Selwyn Brooks, the St. James Central DEO Chairperson, Michelle Griffith, and the DEO members, principals, students, staff of the St. James Primary School, representatives from the private sector, DEM staff, DEM partners, members of the church family here at St. James, the media, Trevor Thorpe, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It is truly a blessing and honor to be gathered here with you today in worship and reflection as we officially mark the beginning of another Atlantic hurricane season under the theme Operation Act Before Impact. This theme speaks directly to who we must be as a people: prepared, united, and proactive. It reminds us that while we cannot control the storms, we can control how ready we are to face them. My ministry, having oversight for disaster preparedness, emergency coordination, and public information, is acutely aware that the threats faced by the hurricane season are real, evolving, and at times unpredictable. But we are equally aware that the impact of these threats can be significantly reduced when we act early and decisively. At the national level, the Government of Barbados, through the Department of Emergency Management, continues to strengthen coordination among all response agencies. We have been reviewing our emergency protocols, assessing shelter readiness, and working closely with partners across the private and public sectors. From as early as March this year, the government has held meetings with various stakeholders to make up the National Emergency Management System, to examine their level of preparedness and how they can be boosted when necessary. The Honorable Prime Minister has also held similar meetings with all the stakeholders as recently within the last 2 weeks to ensure that our systems are strengthened, our response plans are refined, and our shelters and emergency services are ready to respond when called upon. We are ensuring that clear, timely, and accurate information reaches the public, because informed citizens are empowered citizens. But let me be clear. No amount of government preparation can replace individual responsibility. National resilience begins with personal preparedness. We know, as a small island developing state in the Caribbean, that the Atlantic hurricane season is not just a date on the calendar. It is a period that demands vigilance, discipline, and collective responsibility. From June 1st to November 30th, we must remain alert, informed, and prepared. At the same time, we must remain vigilant for the possibility that we may also be impacted by other hazards. The Saharan dust is still there. We are impacted by the sargassum seaweed, and earthquakes are occurring throughout the region. I pause here to reflect that we had an earthquake measuring 6.6 on the Richter scale only yesterday, and earlier earthquakes during the last month, and we will be impacted by Saharan dust over the next coming days more seriously and significantly than we have had in the last couple of weeks. Preparedness is a journey. Our theme, Operation Act Before Impact, is a national call to action to take the necessary action to mitigate the impacts of hazards. It means securing our homes early, trimming overhanging branches, checking our drains, and ensuring that we gather essential supplies. It also means that we have to plan as a family to ensure that every member of our homes knows what to do, where to go, and how to stay safe. But I want to emphasize that our actions also extend to each other. We are our brother's keepers. We need to ensure that we care for our children, our elderly citizens, and those living alone. It means that we reach out to the vulnerable families within our communities and those who may not have the means to fully prepare on their own. We need to return Barbados to the days of being a caring society so that our actions in the church, in the communities, at school, at work, wherever we go, reflect that spirit of care that can be tested in difficult times. I encourage you, the members of this church, and the churches across Barbados to continue partnering with the national preparedness efforts. Share information with your membership and increase your community outreach programs. As a government, we are doing our part in preparing the nation, but we need groups like the church to take the journey towards preparedness with us. Preparedness calls for every citizen, every household, and every community to be on board. Last November, we saw the impacts of a severe weather event had on our community and claimed one of the lives of our citizens. My brothers and sisters in Christ, climate change is no longer a distant concept, but a present reality that affects all of us. We do not have to experience a hurricane to be severely impacted. I urge every one of you gathered here today not to be complacent. Don't wait until the last minute to start preparing. Don't wait until the last minute to start preparing. Don't wait until the last minute to start preparing. I want to see the gullies being cleaned, homeowners reinforcing their homes, and being prepared. My fellow Barbadians, let us approach this hurricane season not with fear, but with readiness. Not with uncertainty, but with confidence grounded in preparation and unity. Let us be a nation that pre-plans, acts early, and stands strong together. I thank you.